Thinking about a couple of things that were really clicking with me. And, one of the things that bothers me is that every time I make one of these videos, I feel like I'm communicating or trying to communicate ideas to someone who is actively trying not to understand them. And it's like, why would I ever want to talk to that person? Why would I ever want to be around or communicate with someone who's actively trying not to understand me? I would just give up on that. That's not a fight. That's not a fight worth winning. Why would someone actively try not to understand me? Unless they already think I'm right. Why would they actively try not to understand me? That being said, I've been dealing with this idea about constructs in people's perception and how it appears that people behave as if the constructs in their perception are objective. They behave as if what they think is going on is objectively going on. And what that comes with is all the problems that they have in their lives, all the problems that they believe they have in their lives, the things that they think they need to prove themselves against. They're going around demanding that everyone else proves themselves against those things as well. And the issue with that is this person is sitting there behaving as if nothing can occur outside of their comprehension when you got an entire universe that has occurred outside of their comprehension. Who are they to go around and say that it doesn't make sense for anyone else to achieve what they want unless they pass through the filter that is their perception? Who are they? Anyone going around behaving as if their perception is some objective truth is insane. That's what that is. That's not what's no, they're insane. That's what that is. They're not mentally healthy. They have forgotten a basic fact about life. They have stopped admitting something to themselves. They don't fucking know. You look at things like death and that's a really scary idea for some people. But I look at this idea about constructs and people's perception, and I say, how do we know that all death is it's what occurs when a person stops being able to perceive another person? If you're trapped in your life and in the constructs of your perception, you think that you need to constantly do certain things in order to keep yourself alive. Well, in your own world, if there's ever anything out there that doesn't do those things, you're going to perceive them as dead. That's how that works. So it could just be that all that's happening when someone dies, when someone passes away, is that they're behaving so far out of your perception that you can't perceive them anymore. They need to be dead. The things that you consider being alive, the things that you consider being necessary in order for you to be alive, someone in their perception stop stop believing that. And because of that, you stop being able to perceive them. They stop being alive in your world. And what occurs, I think, is that as you gain wisdom and you gain the ability to better perceive and comprehend the world, well, no, just to perceive it, not to comprehend it, but to perceive it, um, you earn the ability to connect once again with people that you once thought were dead because you could not perceive them anymore, because they did not fit within the constructs of your perception anymore. And I think a lot about how trivial it is to sit there and say, hmm, that person's not doing what I think needs to be done in order to be successful. This, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense to me. That's never going to work. What is that? What is that idea that if it doesn't make sense to you, it's not going to work? You act as if your perception is ultimate and not that it's just yours. You act as if everything needs to fit neatly within your specific perception. And who are you? Who are you to go around treating everybody else as if they must answer to your perception as if it's some objective force? Who are you? It's not. You're like everyone else. You don't fucking know what's going on. The second you stop being able to admit that, you're a fucking asshole. That's what you are. Because you sit there and you go, well, how are they going to do that if they don't do this? Well, how are they going to make that happen if they don't do this? And it's like, well, shit, bro. I don't fucking know. I don't know why you even think those are things we need to worry about. Like, I don't know why you believe in these problems. And you have to believe them. Unless you're just some fucking guy that's got all the freedom in the world going around taking everyone else's freedom because you're just a douchebag for no fucking reason. That's impossible. The only people going around trying to force everybody else to answer to these holes in the walls, to these constructs of perception, or the people that are trapped within those constructs themselves. These people are incapable of comprehending the world outside of their own perception. They are trapped within their own perception of things. All because they don't want to admit that their perception isn't perfect, that their perception isn't all knowing. No matter how old you get, no matter how much you think you know, the second you ever start to believe that there will never be anything that exists outside your comprehension, outside of your perception, outside of the constructs that you've developed in your brain, the constructs that you act on and thus create around you, the second you stop believing that you don't know everything, well, you're just going around trying to force everything to fit within what you think is going on. And what fucking right do you have to do that? What fucking right do you have to go around forcing everything to fit within what you think you know? Like, you don't even know if what you think you know is accurate because you don't even fucking know what's going on. You've seen it time and time again when we talk about history, how people thought they knew what the fuck was going on, but it turned out they were all fucking crazy. You don't want to admit that that's likely what's happening with you. You're so ready to admit that's happening with others, but you're not willing to admit that that's happening with you. And even you have got to see yourself as being an asshole for that. There's no way you don't. Because that's stupid. That's a contradicting theory. That's a contradicting thought. Yeah, none of these people know what's going on, and their perception isn't perfect, and I don't have to explain myself to them, but they have to explain themselves to me. Like, that's just fucking stupid, dog. It's really just fucking dumb. But yeah, I mean, the longer I think about it, the more and more it makes sense. You got guys like Nelson Mandela, who seems to be dying every fucking month, and then suddenly he's alive again. You got guys like fucking what's his name, Jaleel White, who played Steve Urkel. He died in a fucking car crash. I saw his ass in a fucking TV show the other day. Like, it's like nobody wants to admit that they're trapped, stuck in walls that they just can't prove exist. And so they're afraid of acting as if they don't exist because they're afraid of the consequences that might come with those walls if they do exist. And it's like, bro, when did you ever get the idea that you needed to disprove anything? When did you ever get that idea? Somebody could come into my house right now and tell me that there's a guy outside trying to kill us. He's got a gun and he's about to come in right now. And it's like, why would I need to believe that? I mean, of course, they're my friend. I'm not going to deny them. But if it's just someone fucking with me and going, disprove this, it's like, why the fuck should I disprove that? Why should I? That makes no sense. Who are you? You don't even know what's going on. The context in which I must disprove anything is a context that has been fabricated and acted on. It's not what's going on, it's still what people think is going on. At the end of the day, the context in which you act is not an objective thing. It's just something that you've spent so long not being able to disprove that it's become a thick wall in your perception. A wall that grows thicker just because you believe you need to disprove that it exists before you can fucking walk past it. Why? Like, for instance, why would the world have created you in a way that you could not survive it naturally? Even if you're an evolutionist, even if you're one of those guys that's like, well, you got to overcome challenges and this and that. Why would the world have designed you so that you would fail at being you? What the fuck would it gain from that? You're made from the same fabric that makes everything. How did it get you wrong, but everything else it got right? That makes no fucking sense. Why exist in this state where you think you need to constantly prove yourself against anything? Bro, you're already alive. You're already proven. Like, fuck that. You don't need to fucking prove shit, bro. Enjoy your life. And anybody going around trying to create problems for anybody else because they have problems that they feel like they need to disprove, fucking fuck them. Don't hang out with them. Avoid them. Put them on that list of people you don't want to be around because they create problems for everyone else because they can't disprove that they don't have problems. Like, don't hang out with that shit. That's not your responsibility. Nothing ever had to make sense because even the sense that you think you have is objective. I mean, is subjective. It is so subjective that you can't even prove that it's accurate. You cannot prove that any of how you're perceiving anything is accurate. Yeah, you might see the ground below you. You might see that shit over there, but you don't actually know that you're actually accurately perceiving it. You have no idea. You don't. And why do you need to prove any of that? And if you don't need to prove that your perception is accurate, then you have no fucking right to go around trying to get everyone else to prove that their perception is. Unless they're going around causing people harm, you have no right to go around fucking trying to get everyone else to prove that their perception is accurate. You don't know what's going on. Somebody says they want to do something, don't go, okay, well, hey, I know how the world works. You need to do these things first. Just go, all right, cool. Enjoy. Figure it. I hope you do that. I don't know how all that works because I myself am not trying to fucking do that. No, no, no. It's always like, well, I'm a fucking genius, so you got to do this, and you got to do that, and you got to do that, or else you're never gonna make it. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. What do you know? What the fuck do you know? You're still sitting there living your life around constructs that you can't even disprove exist. How the fuck are you gonna try and create problems for me? Why in the fuck do I need to prove anything to somebody who can't even prove that they should be happy to themselves? That's just stupid. And it's like, don't ever give yourself to anything because everything around you, in one way or another, is just trying to. It's stuck in its own perception of things. Don't ever give yourself to anything because at the end of the day, the second you do, it's gonna say, whoa, 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 whoa. How are you gonna do that if you don't do this? And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why do you think everything needs to fit within your understanding in order for it to take place? shut the fuck up, man. Just let people live their lives.